What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, I'm going to give you guys my fifth inning predictions for the fifth inning program that drops this Friday. We're going to take a look at what cards have dropped in the past and try to make somewhat of an educated prediction on what could be coming. Down in the comments below, drop your prediction on who you think is going to be in the fifth inning program. But I'll do my best to offer some sort of a guess, mostly based on what cards we currently have in the game and what cards we kind of need. And let's see if I can get any of them right. Last time I did get Billy Wagner right, so we'll go ahead and see who could potentially be dropping. One thing I'd like to talk to you guys about before we get into that is we go over to the program itself. You guys can see I ended up getting 910 stars. Now, I play the game a lot. I stream about 5 or 6 hours a night. I make content for the game, so I play a lot. The max that you could have had here would have been 600 program stars. That's where you stop getting rewards. It goes all the way to here this time to get the monthly rewards. I could see them bringing this back because this got. I think a lot of people really like this. Even though I didn't hit a diamond, it was nice to have this as we went forward. But what I wanted to talk about with this is the fourth inning voucher. Now, a lot of people complete this to get the voucher for the fourth inning to get 75 program stars towards the fifth inning program. And I believe the collection is somewhere over here. And I just am not personally a big fan of you guys doing this program. I really don't think if you put in these and you lock them in, I personally don't think it's a very good use of your stubs, just because I'd have to go look and see what Wagner and Cal and McCutcheon are in the market, but they're going to be really expensive, and you're kind of locking in. I know you get 30,000 stubs back, but you're kind of locking in these cards and locking in these stubs for really, I think we view in Marketplace. So this would be, 66 or 57,000 view in Marketplace, 57, and Wagner is 60,000. And I assume all these cards will go up probably to about 70K. So you're looking at putting in 210, you get 30,000 stubs back, and you get the 75 program stars. But I really feel like to make this worth it, they should make this just off the top of my head, 200 program stars to be anywhere close to worth it. The only way that you guys should do this is if you're going to, on day one, on Friday, sit down, play the game for 18 hours, 20 hours straight, be the first person or one of the first people out there to get the new cards in the fifth inning program, put them on the market, and then sell them and get the profit. That's the only way I would actually do this. You really should just hold on to, if you have any of these cards, just keep them fluid so that you can sell them for stubs, because the stubs are so much more valuable than getting the program voucher. So if you've already done it, it's not the end of the world, but just keep that in mind as we move forward throughout the game. You really don't need to do this at all, especially if you play a lot. You will get there, you will get there at least to this 300. I feel pretty comfortable in saying you will get to the 300 that you need to get the card that you really want out of this pack right here. You'll get there relatively easy. As long as and here's why too, is they end up releasing a ton of missions for this stuff, and just do all the missions. That'd be a much better way use of your time. Do all the missions. I'm sure that there's tons of missions I haven't even done that I mean, you're gonna easily get to that 300 if you just do the missions, do the conquests. Pretty much on Friday night, I'll just be doing a bunch of that. If you want to watch me stream, twitch.tv/MovieGamingTV. I will be doing a bunch of them to get to that program as quickly as I can. But you're going to get it from playing the game, from doing these missions, which are important, and they'll drop more missions throughout the life of the program to help you get there. And then also doing these daily missions are really important too. I haven't done them in a while, just because there's no point for me to do them. But you can do this one. The exchange mission is always very easy. This one tends to be more like a BR type of event type of thing because it's like silver or gold type of stuff. This is always like an online mission, and then these hitters missions at the top are actually very, very easy. Just load up your lineup and go play against the computer for about 2 innings and then just quit out, and then resell the cards that you have if you don't already have 15 of one person's team at this point in your binder. I mean, these are really, really easy missions. The one I usually just don't do is this one because I play a lot of ranked seasons. So let's look at the program itself. So again, we actually had 2 pitchers in the first program. We had a starter and a reliever in Andrew Jones, Gossage, Cy Young. We also had 2 position players and a Mad Bum. 2 position players. We had Cabrera and Vladimir Guerrero. Then we had Robbie Alomar, Ricky Henderson, and Justin Verlander. And I think this one is one of the best ones because Robbie was so good. And then also we had Billy Wagner, Cal Ripken Jr., and Andrew McCutchen. I really think Wagner's the best one out of that. I don't know, man, maybe Mad Bum's the best one out of this. Gossage the best one out of this, and Alomar the best one out of this. If you're just wondering which ones I think are the best. But usually we get 1 pitcher and 2 position players. But now looking back at this, we actually did get 2 pitchers, but they weren't starting pitchers. So I'm going to go over to my team currently. The players that I would like to see the most, I'm using like a cap in center field. I'd really like to see Griffey again. I know that's what we had in the last video too, but I just really would like to see Griffey again. My prediction in that video was that he might not come out at that point in time, but I thought he would come out around the All-Star break. That's usually when he's dropped in the past, like 2017. That's usually just in 2018, I believe the Immortals might have been out by now. Someone could let me know in the comments if that was the case. And then I'd also still like to see Chipper Jones. That would be an upgrade for me over George Brett, even though I play really well with George Brett. I'd like to see that. But this time around, I really, really need starting pitching. Especially since in the XP reward path, we did get, Kershaw and Nolan Ryan, but we never really got amazing starting pitchers. Besides that, they did release some new cards today in the headliner packs. They released this Roy Oswald. The 83-89 is just... It's not very good H per 9 or K per 9. I was looking at this card and wondering how it got to a 95, honestly. 98 BB per 9, 89 control, decent velocity and break. He does have the sinker, the curve, the slider, the changeup. I wish the sinker was the top pitch and the 4-seam was like the last pitch. Then he'd be pretty dang good. But his H per 9 and K per 9 is pretty low. It's like, did they boost his fielding 49, 75, 70, 41 to get him up to being 95? You never really want to look at the overall of a card. You really want to look at the attributes themselves. I've thought about making a video to kind of like teach you guys how to read the attributes of cards so you know which cards are good. Just because I've always wanted, when I play like Madden or other games like that, I've always wanted someone to do that for me that was like a true expert on it, so I knew exactly how to rate cards. So I might do that sometime in the future. Maybe sometime this week or something. But they do have those. And the other card they have is a Richie Ashburn. I'll open one of these just because, why not? So it's 5,000, but I got a silver. So be careful with these packs. The other card was this Richie Ashburn, 119, 116, 58, 57, 125 vision, 80 fielding. He's 88 speed. He's not terrible. He's not good defensively. In my outfield, he's not replacing anybody. 125 vision's nice. I don't know. It's an okay card, but there's so many other good cards in the outfield that I don't know. If anything, you're sticking them in left field. I have liked my created cap a lot. I know you guys can't see his stats here, but he has a bunch of contact, a bunch of power, over 100 vision, and he also has like 93 fielding, I want to say, 99 arm strength, great reaction, and like 95 speed. So a balanced center fielder is really, really good if you're thinking about making one, if you're starting to get a pretty stacked team. And really, if you have a catcher you like and a shortstop you like, consider center field, because I imagine you guys are going to have Roberto Alomar. There's a lot of third base options with Brett, Joey Gallo, stuff like that. And I don't know. I really like having him in center field. So let's get into the predictions. I really would like to have 2 more starting pitchers. I'd really, really like to have either Tom Seaver or Bob Gibson. One of those cards needs to get released. That has, the mega per nines and the great stats. That would be really good. If I had my choice between the two, I would go with Seaver over Gibson. I don't know. I really like pitching with Gibson, but I also really like pitching with Seaver. So I guess I would go with Seaver. I like how he has, I don't know if I still have the 87 Seager or anything, but I like how he has a sinker. We go look at him in the community market. I like how he has a sinker. I like how he has the sinker and the slider and the 12-6 and the changeup. I've actually used this card in ranked seasons before, and this card itself has better H per 9 and K per 9. Man, I really don't know how that Oswald's going to be. It's really hard for me to just be like, oh, the card's not going to be good when we haven't really seen a lot of it being played yet since it just came out. But I was hitting that 87 really, really hard. I don't know, man. I still think even with the drop of that card, we need at least one, and I really wouldn't mind 2 of those pictures coming out now. Like, I wouldn't mind Bob. I would like to see Bob, and I'd like to see Tom Seaver drop, or something like a Signature Series Chris Sale or a Signature Series Mad Bum. Any of those 4 cards I would really, really like. And then for the position players, I still would like to see King Griffey Jr., and I still would like to see Chipper Jones. And as far as, let me go to the XP reward path. And I want to go to one of those packs where it has like all these other players, like these 1 of 30s. Stan the Man, not right now, just because we still have Frank at first. Ted Williams would be interesting. Obviously his defense wouldn't be there, but his max hitting, I'd like to see that still for sure. We already have Gwynn. I know the Damon, no Oswald. No Kendall yet for me. I wouldn't mind seeing a Sig Series Buster Posey if they decide to ever make one of those. Would be interesting, especially if he had a lot of power. I'm still looking forward to Lou Gehrig quite a bit. That card, to me, when it's boosted, looks like it'll have like 125 vision. This card, possibly, if it had enough power, could replace Frank. Because, it'd be a lefty, you'd have better fielding. That card actually has pretty good speed for a first baseman. I haven't practiced with his swing very much or anything like that. We have the Felix. Everyone would love the Chipper Jones, that's for sure. We haven't seen the 6 Series Bob Feller. Out of these, he's always difficult to control. He's just always difficult to control, so I'd be interested to see. I feel like this would be like another Nolan Ryan type of card where they have the great pitching stats, but it's just like it's so hard to dot with them that it doesn't make them like as amazing. I've seen some people wanting Mike Schmidt to come out recently. We still haven't seen a Max Torrey Hunter. That'd be an interesting one, I guess, for sure. Just to see what they would do with him. But this is, I'd really like to see Seaver. I think I'd be ecstatic if they had Tom Seaver. I'd like to get him for sure. Here's another thing you guys can look at also with some potential cards that could be coming in the game. I think we were doing this the other day on my stream. There's a lot of players how to get here too is you just go to roster control, and then you go to, I believe, player movement, and then you can go over and look at some of these cards that we still haven't seen. We still haven't seen Babe Ruth, If they decide to make one that has like this amount of hitting and he's also a pitcher, that would be really, really lit. You know, that'd be an interesting card. Be an interesting way to use Babe Ruth, especially since, you know, he doesn't have the best fielding in the world. When Babe Ruth drops, if he has 125 across the board and 125 vision hitting wise, you have to put him in the field. I mean, you just have to, even if your outfield sucks, you know, by him being in left field or something like that, you just have to play this card because he's going to be so good. Hopefully, when they do drop Babe Ruth, he will have a secondary at first base. And if they make him a pitcher, that'd be really interesting too. Bob will have that sinker as well. I think my dream situation would be to have Seaver and Bob so I can get two amazing starters in this program and then have either Chipper or Griffey. So it looks like Gehrig, I mean, this one has a lot less vision, but he'd be amazing versus right. Tons of power. We still haven't seen a maxed out Lee Smith yet. This isn't necessarily that these cards are going to be in the game, but it just kind of gives you some sort of idea of what cards could be coming. A lot of these, as I go through this, are already in the game or already have a really boosted card or a Signature Series card. We haven't seen Jeff Bagley. I wouldn't mind seeing Mike Piazza either, just because he would have a ton of power. I know he's not the best defensive catcher, but he most likely would have a ton of power at catcher, which would be awesome. Can move, you know, then you could definitely move your creative player off of catcher and pick him up. And the other cool thing that you can do with these cards, like why we got into this in the first place on my stream, was I was able to take, Vizquel, and I was able to move him like just onto a team. Then you can accept the roster changes. Then I think you can go to autofix roster with Square. And then you can also go to create an edit player. And then what I was able to do was you can't go to 125 and all that, but I was able to make this card in advance and kind of try out his swing and stuff like that, see how I felt about him. So if you ever want to try out a card, you know, even if it's on the market, you can put them on a roster and then go in a batting practice, you know, make their attributes as closely as how they are and like see if you like them against the computer or whatever before you try them out. All right, so I'm going to go with my official predictions. I'm going to say that we get Tom Seaver. I'm going to say that we get Bob Gibson, and I'm going to say that we get King Griffey Jr. I'd like to still say Chipper. I'd like to see Lou Gehrig. I would like to see Mike Piazza. I would like to see Babe Ruth. It's time for some big names. I'd like to see those cards start to drop in this fifth inning program. That would be amazing. You guys think we're ready for the big name cards? I kind of think we are getting there. We're almost to the end of July, so I think it's time for that. And let me know down in the comments below which cards you guys would like to see in the fifth inning program. I'm always interested to see that, and I try to read all the comments that I can. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell if you guys haven't already. Come follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MovieGamingTV, and follow me on Twitter @MovieGamingTV. Have a great day, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.